Welcome to an episode of the CSE Student Tools 101 series by the Allen School Peer Advisors. In this episode, we'll be going over how to access and use the Allen School current and future time schedules resources. Using the time schedules is super helpful for planning your quarterly class schedules. After all, you can't really predict class offerings or know who teaches what by yourself. But with time schedules, you can see what classes are planned for each quarter and with which professor. To find the time schedule resources, you'll want to visit cs.washington.edu. And this is what that CS website looks like. And in order to find the time schedules, it's at the top right here. So I'm going to click here and it will bring me right to the time schedules resource. Another way to find this that I usually use is simply looking up UW CSE time schedule, and it's the first thing that pops up. But both of those methods will get you to the same spot. So there's a lot of resources here, and I will walk you through them all, but I'm going to start with what I think is most helpful and what I see most people use, which is this teaching schedules. So at the time that I'm recording this, it's in the 2024-2025 school year, but you can also see previous teaching schedules as well. And these are generally released in the spring. We have a bunch of different color-coded things, and you can see what they correspond to here. So yellow is required, and blue is required in core courses. So these are kind of the ones that you kind of need to take. And so we start with 100 level courses as well as 200, 300 levels. And one thing you'll notice is that usually for 300 level courses, they tend to be offered in every quarter, especially if they are core classes. And that's just because you have to take them, so a lot of people are going to be taking them. So that's very nice. You can also see in the boxes, these are the names of the professor or professors that are teaching the class. So if you want to check out my professor and kind of decide which professor is best for the way that you learn, that can be something very helpful to plan when you take what. However, with 400 level classes, these tend to be a little more sparse in terms of when you can take them. So they may only be offered in one quarter or in 2 quarters. So when planning your schedule, you need to make sure if you want to take a certain class, that class is available in the quarter that you've planned it for. And if not, to rearrange your schedule accordingly. Moving down here, we have more seminar courses. You can also see a list of them as another resource on the time schedule page, but these often are related to career prep, which can be really helpful and nice to get different perspectives. And finally, we have capstones. These are even more sparse in terms of when they're available. They're often only offered in 1 quarter, so make sure if you're planning to take something that you have the availability in your schedule to do that. And a lot of these are usually offered in spring, which you can see here. Finally, there are non-major classes as well. So if you have friends or if you yourself are not currently in the CS major, these are a great way to see what is available and when. This will have 5th year MS, which are intended for the BS MS students. You can also look at classes focusing on a breadth of different topics, as well as other graduate classes as well. And finally, this PMP section is for the Professional Master's Program, which is separate from the BS MS program, and you need to be officially in the PMP program to take any of these courses. Okay, so that is this teaching schedule. Definitely check this out. I use this all the time. I'm going to go back to the rest of the teaching schedule. So like I alluded to before, you can look specifically at seminars and special topics. You can switch between undergraduate and the graduate list. And I'll show a list of these here. So this brings you to looking at the CSE core courses and all the different senior electives. Okay. And then you can also look at different information if you are a non-major on how to get ad codes, looking again at those past time schedules and past course offerings if that's something that you want to look at. These are also very helpful. This divides things up by different quarters. This is very useful if you are trying to register for classes. You can actually find a lot of the same information on here in my plan. But if you wanted to see like SLN codes or see the more comprehensive list of everything, this is just another way of displaying that information. I personally only use the first resource that I showed you, this teaching schedules, but again, these are all available for you as well. Best of luck with your course planning. Thanks for watching.